Gorgeous Gamer here, bringing you basics in the kitchen. In these episodes, we'll be talking about the bare bones of kitchen equipment. Whether you're a seasoned chef, pun intended, or someone who is just learning how to cook, there are certain tools you just need to have in your kitchen. I'm not sponsored and I have not been paid to show these products. They're just what I have and what I use in my own kitchen. In our first episode, we'll be discussing the foundation of our kitchen equipment, starting with cutting boards and knives. All the products I use are listed below in the description. If you're gonna cook, you're gonna need at least one knife that's not a steak knife or a butter knife. And now you don't need a full set to start out with. In fact, investing in a full set right off the bat, you're likely going to find that most of the knives on here you're just not using when you're learning how to cook. So for people on a budget or for those that like a minimalist kitchen, I would suggest a chef's knife. A chef's knife is going to take care of 100% of the things that you're going to be doing in the kitchen, especially to start with. Now, recently I was gifted this amazing set for my birthday and I absolutely love it. But my block here of knives have lasted me for over 10 years. And again, I'll link both of these in the description below. Your knife is an investment, okay? You're gonna wanna use it every single time you cook. So go to a store beforehand, check out the different types of knives available. Check out if you like a lighter knife, if you like the grips, a wood grip, a plastic grip, a metal grip. It's an investment, so make sure you like it. Find out if you want to do a chef's knife versus a sentoku. I suggest personally a chef's knife. I think you'll find it easier, the rocking back and forth motion, learning how to cut, versus the sentoku, which is a flat blade, so it is a rapid up and down style of motion. Again, this is an investment, so treat it like one. Don't put your knife in the dishwasher. Don't let it sit in the sink and soak. Clean it, dry it, put it away immediately after use. Oil it from time to time, and for heaven's sakes, get it sharpened when it's dull. There's nothing worse than trying to cut something like a tomato and you have to smash or saw through it because your knife is dull. So make those small quality investments and you'll have a knife that can last you forever. Cutting boards may seem silly. I mean, why not just use your sink or the plate or a table? But if you want to keep that knife, which remember was an investment, sharp for any length of time or not have it chip, then cutting on your tile or ceramic or granite countertop or any other surface than a cutting board is a no-no. Also, bacteria and germs are everywhere. You don't want raw meat on the sink that can then contaminate other things, and you don't want your produce on the sink where things like your mail or your cat or other random stuff can get on them and then you're going to eat that. I personally highly suggest investing in at least two styles of cutting board, one specifically for produce, one for meats. There are plenty of sets out there that are color-coded for things like beef and chicken and produce and seafood that are wood and plastic in design. For me, I love the style of a wood cutting board. It is just simply something that aesthetically can be left out on the counter and it's gorgeous. I use my wood board for basically any produce I have, and then I use my plastic boards for meat varieties. I also have a cheaper wood board that I use for things like onions and hot peppers, since their oils can seep into the wood and then you cut up an apple and suddenly you're tasting your jalapeno in your apple. There's nothing worse than that. Or an onion apple taste, no thanks. So for that reason, I don't use meats and I separate certain produce onto a different board. Upkeep for the wooden boards obviously is a little bit different than plastic. Plastic, you wipe it down, it goes into the dishwasher, or simply just gets thrown away after a period of time. The wood, you gotta wash off. You gotta rinse it and dry it, and then from time to time, you're gonna have to oil it or whatnot to upkeep the wood, otherwise it's going to dry out. But your wood cutting board is an investment just like your knife. If you treat it well, it will be with you forever. This board I've had here for over 12 years and it barely shows any signs of damage or warping or anything like that.